Tails.
Tails or heads?
Everyone's gotten it right so far, so this is kind of a lot of pressure.
This is the curse. This is gonna set the tone for the match. If it's heads, I'm gonna leave.
Oh god. What'd you pick?
Tails.
All right, we flip. And it is tails.
Yes.
Wow, there we go. Another win.
Okay,
Crazy.
we're ditching this coin flip thing off. That's
Yeah,
for sure.
This is kind of rigged.
Maybe it is. No one knows. No one sees the coin, right? It could be.
Yeah, what coin?
I'm using a virtual coin flip from Google. So Pegasus. Todd, would you like maps or God's pick?
Wait. I thought about it for like 10 minutes, and now I'm blank. Give me a second.
Uh-oh.
No, RecoN is smart. Are you smart, RecoN?
Hey, who the hell rated us? We're at like 600, no, 900 viewers. What the fuck?
Okay, let's go maps.
Did we just get rated by like 800 viewers?
We got
Oh my
rated by like 800 viewers. We're
Look
at
at the
nearly
rate.
1,000
Boyd.
concurrent viewers.
Boyd with the
Boyd.
raid. Thank you, Boyd.
Boyd,
That's
you were-
amazing.
Let's go, boy.
Oh, man. Thank you, boy.
Wow, that's huge. Welcome all the Boyd viewers. We're about to get into the draft for our semifinals, RecoN versus Pegasus. Pegasus, I think we've stalled enough for you to remember what you wanted to pick here.
Yeah, maps.
Okay.
Apps. Okay. So, RecoN, would you like first round draft pick on God or second and third? The snake draft.
Second and third.
Okay. So, Pegasus, you get first pick. Who are we going with?
Wait, let me pull up the stream right here.
While you're looking at that, boy, if you want to join the cast, would love to have you as a part of the broadcast. So
Feel free to message me if you want to join in.
I'm thinking. Zeus.
Nice. All right.
all
RecoN.
right, Zeus first pick. You can do one match, boy. You can do one match. It's not bedtime yet.
I'll take Loki
Okay.
and Ra.
Nice.
Shit.
All right, back to you, Pegasus.
Poseidon, Thor.
You're ready for that one. All right, RecoN.
Okay, I'll get Odin. And what's left?
All the Atlanteans.
Hades.
Yeah, all right. Hades. Still all the Atlanteans left. Pegasus?
I'm gonna go run. I'm kidding. No. Okay, so
I
I
love
get
that.
2 here.
Yeah, you get your last 2.
Freyr, Isis.
Nice. All right, RecoN, last pick. You got the Atlanteans and set. Gaia. All right. Okay, so Pegasus gets
Map band.
Oh yeah, map bands. Good call. I always forget the map
So-
bands.
Totally, it's okay. Go ahead and message me your map bans. This will be done simultaneously. One map can be banned twice if both players send me that simultaneously. So go ahead and PM
I
me
have
the
half
map
a mind
ban.
to ban Midgard myself at this point, but we'll see.
Oh shit! I forgot about bands.
Yeah, just one map ban per player.
Okay.
I think it's wild in the chat saying wild that Oranos is led. I think it's wild that Set is still, after that dominating victory, it's still not being picked up by anybody.
First ban is selected. One more. All right. We have elected to ban Anatolia,
Great.
Watering Hole.
All right. I'm okay with that. So now, Pegasus, you get to pick the first map. And I believe this is the point where you guys can drop off and get the tournament lobby set up. Unless you have any quick thoughts before you jump into to the match.
Any comments that you want to say before your match and before we go off to make the lobby?
Good luck, RecoN. I'm gonna give it my best.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, sounds good.
Good luck to you.
Good luck.
All right, so Jay's gonna get that set up. And then really quick, do have an announcement for the stream. I'll jump back to my video for the announcement really quick. But based on the current schedule, we were planning on doing the third place match today, all in one day. We talked to the players. We have 2 confirmed saying that this is going to work for them, but we're planning on not doing the third place match today and going straight to the finals. And then for the third place match, we will either do a separate stream to do that best of 3, or we will have the players play that offline and we could do some cast after the fact. But just based on the current timeline and the fact that almost every match has gone the distance to the full 3 games, we are a bit behind schedule. We want to be cognizant of our European time zone viewers, so we want to get straight to the finals after the semifinals rather than go into third place match. But we will still be posting out that content, whether it's a live stream or recorded videos for the third place match. So the overall tournament, no changes, but for what we're going to be doing for the broadcast today, we're going to be jumping straight to the finals after the semifinals. Another thing to note is we've had guests on the broadcast and in the cast, but at this point in the tournament, we are giving the players. Oh yeah, go ahead.
You the draft again one more time to let the players see their god picks one.
Yeah, let me switch back to it. I just announced the third place match as well, just so you know.
Yeah, that's perfect.
Who's the guy talking?
All right, guys.
To me.
Pegasus and RecoN. There you go. Just why don't you keep it on here for while I go back?
Yeah, I can keep it on here. And for the Twitch chatter saying who's the guy talking, it is me. I am nobody. Jay and I are new to the AOM Retold scene, but we wanted to host a tournament, so we're hosting a tournament. If you're interested in me or Jay or our content, then that's the YouTube channel that we've been posting out content on. But the goal for us is to keep doing casted games together and hosting tournaments. You know, definitely looking to get several tournaments every year. Team games as well, that's a big goal for us. But as far as the same question, who is spectating this? I am also spectating this. This is Lowsmith. And also Mario Huskgar is spectating this. But yeah, I don't expect anyone who was rated from Boit to know who I am. I don't have a lengthy history in the AOM space, just a little bit about myself. I come from the League of Legends world, actually, and now that I'm realizing it, FlyQuest took game 1 off Gen G this morning, and I haven't checked the score since, and I'm regretting saying this out loud because if there are any League of Legends fans, I'm definitely getting spoilers in the chat at this point, but I am curious to see how that went. But Age of Mythology was just our favorite childhood game, right, Jay and I? It was our favorite game, as well as my brothers and other friends. And when we heard about Retold coming out, we basically dropped League 100% and just full committed to AOM Retold and decided we wanted to make some content in the space. So that's who I am. Just a regular guy making content and seeing how it's going. Thank you for saying spectating was good. Oh, hey Jake.
Hey, I was going to say, it's a fun full circle because we actually uninstalled Age of Mythology so we could play League as kids.
That's true, because the computer didn't have enough space.
Matt, I wanna hear, what do you think the most impactful god power of the first round of tournaments that we saw was?
Ooh. That's a really good question. So not the best god power, but the actual use. What has been the most impactful? I honestly think it was in our first quarterfinals, Pegasus versus Count Von Count. There was a curse cast that not only took out the whole army, but delayed that farm transition for a very long time with 8 extra pigs, and it actually made quite a significant difference in the game. So even though like the on-screen impact wasn't huge, I think that swing of resources actually probably was the most impactful one that we've seen so far.
We have a matchup.
Either that or one of the forest fires. It's a good one. All right, what's up, Jay?
All right, we have a matchup, my friends. We're going to be playing on the map. What is it, Catalina?
Catalina. What map are you talking about?
I don't know. Give me a second.
Are you talking about Kurligar? Catalina. There's nothing even close to Catalina.
It's not Kurligar. That's not what he said, but that's okay. Well, we'll see when they pick it.
Savannah? Is it Savannah, maybe?
Fuck it. All right. RecoN is playing as Gaia.
Okay.
Pegasus is playing as Zeus.
Okay, we got that at least. All right, I'm gonna start checking if we've got the spectator lobby ready to go, or do you know?
It should be ready in a few moments.
Got a question in the chat. What is the grand prize? So Underworld Showdown has put forward $500 for the prize pool, and that is being split $300 for the first place, $150 for second, $50 for third. Is that right, Jay? Check my knowledge on that. And then in addition to that, you can see if we go back to the main broadcast page, we do have a option to donate to the prize pool, and 100% of what gets donated on the stream is going directly to the prize pool. 50% of it towards this tournament, the other 50% towards the next Underworld Showdown. So we're not taking any donations. This is all going 100% to the prize pool, and that's why we have currently a pool of 640 as the total prize pool.
Yes, very excited about that.
All right, I'm gonna start looking for the lobby. Let's see if we can find it.
They're starting now.
Okay.
Essentials password.
Fantastic. You know, Jay, I have to mention this because we joked about this, and I know he's listening now, but Sam, when we were talking about getting you set up as a Twitch mod, we were literally talking about how we'll never be able to find your Twitch account because it's probably named something ridiculous like Book.
Don't tell me his name's something ridiculous.
His name is Book 2.
What the hell?
So we were so close. We were so close to guessing it correctly.
Sam. Well, thank you, Sam, for helping us with the moderation outside of elements. Yeah, definitely.
Well, we're ready to get going, Jay.
Yeah, let's get going. Let's
And
get
the
this
map
going.
is actually Kurlagar. So
Kurlagar.
you got it
That
right.
was not pronounced.
And I believe it's just us two for this one, right? Back to the basics.
Back to basics.
Book 1 was better, I agree. I missed the old book, and we are about to get into game here. I'm kicking off the spectate. Jay, how about you kick off the first player when we get into game here?
Let's do it. I was able to eat more than half a turkey sandwich. That was amazing. Oh, great. All right. In the southwest side of the map, we have JSS RecoN playing as Gaia.
And spawning in at the northeast of the map, known to be the best announcer voice inside of the world, best hype up person that anyone has ever seen in AOM Retold, the legend, the myth, we have Pegasus playing as Zeus, because Pegasus only plays the Greeks. I guess that's what we're staying with at this point. He's in his comfort zone, and I'd be a little worried if I was RecoN, but I think Pegasus also mentioned he's a little worried himself. We've got a fun one in our hands. Let's take a look at the whole map.
We do, and just to know, Pegasus Rush is known to Rush because back in the old school AOM, when Pegasus did not cost food, he would spam Pegasi, go with his units as well as his ships, so that towers and castles would target the Pegasus and not his units, hence known as Pegasus Rush.
Thank you for the chatter saying double music playing. You got me. Thank you. Got that fixed. I love this chat, man. The chat has been incredible all day. Absolutely incredible.
Thank you again to Boyd, man. Thank you for your hosting. We appreciate you creating us.
Yeah, that's huge. Double the viewers. I mean, that's a huge jump. So that's amazing. All right, so we've got a nice matchup here. So we're on Kurlagar again, which I have really enjoyed watching. You know, we haven't really played this, Jake, because it's not in the ranked pool, but this has been a really exciting map. I like what was talked about as far as, you know, you have much more of an option on how much you want to commit to water, especially since there's not really a separation with combat between water and between land units. They're both fighting both on this map, so it is a really cool, interesting map, and I expect we're going to see more of the standard openings here. I would expect Oceanus for Gaia, but I guess we could go a different direction. And then for Zeus, I think both options are good. I think we'll probably see the Centaur and Cavalry again, but you know, it's very possible that Pegasus decides to go another direction. But based on his success earlier today, I think I'd be surprised if we don't see Centaurs.
Yeah, and I mean, Pegasus is the most proficient Greek player that we know on the ranked ladder right now. So to see him get back on the Greeks like he used in his first pick in the round of the draft pick, you know, he's at his comfort place. If he wants to make a statement against RecoN, this is the game where he's going to do it.
Yeah, and looks like we've got pretty standard things happening here. Apologies, I just dropped my mouse a little bit. But one dock coming out on both sides. I think we just have the one over here as well. Yep, that's correct. So just RecoN with the one dock down here. Got the hero villager out there that built that up. Just each civ getting a couple fishing ships out. We're on different sides of the river, coincidentally. Catascopo scouting out, and I don't think we expect a ton of action until we get age ups. So let's just do a quick relic review. Let's see what we got. Villager move speed, pretty decent relic. In some ways it is a gathering boost to your civilization. Small trickle of favor popping up again on this map. Harmonious necklace, Jay, we haven't had this one yet, but we've got that 10% gold gather rate. That could be tremendously impactful. We'll have to see what happens. And the last one here, villagers train faster, Hestia's Hearth, another really nice one and pretty close to Pegasus's base. I would like him to see him try and pick that up early. Let's take a look at their scouting and how much each of them has found. Looks like mostly scouting the river at this point. Not a single relic found for Pegasus. And let's look at RecoN here. Bit more scouting. Found the one relic, but none of those top S tier relics so far on his scouting.
Definitely. And while both players begin to get their fishing out, be able to get that fishing economy going, we're gonna have to see which one of them prioritize or going against the naval battles on the seas. If it goes back to like the first game we casted of the day, where it was Count versus who did Count play? Oh my god.
Oh, interesting.
It was Pegasus. It was Pegasus.
But Pegasus, interestingly, he's going through Athena for this matchup. So I don't know that I really expected that, but we are getting Athena out and the Minotaur out with it. Restoration, we did have really good uses of Restoration earlier in the day. Very strong god power, even with it being weaker than the original. A little bit of a dance here going on with Theseus and the Oracle. Not sure what's going on with that. Finally taking a swing at him. And that's about all the action that we have this early into the game. And as expected, Oceanus coming up on the other side.
Definitely. We're going to be seeing what happens here soon. Keep in mind that he does have Bolt in his back pocket, just in case he does want to take an early advantage during one of these initial engages. But while we're waiting for more action to happen, I'm curious, can we get ones in the chat for RecoN and twos in the chat for Pegasus? Are we taking Keen or are we taking the last JSS players?
Is this the last JSS?
This is the last JSS player stand.
Wow. Okay. Well, I feel like I know who I'm rooting for. Let's go RecoN. Sorry, Pegasus. But
no, Pegasus is also a fan favorite.
Oh, wait. You meant the last JSS, not Aces.
Well, yeah, no, I meant the last JSS, not Aces. Keep in mind, we do have Grass, who is also an Aces player. Technically, RecoN has not decided to take that tag on for himself, but he is, by all means, a JSS Aces player.
Yeah, we've got one JSS, one Keen, one Fox, one Aces in the tournament, so this worked out perfectly. Thank you, RTS Enjoyer 2001, for living up to your name by posting that out for us. And a little bit of aggression on the dock. I don't think it's a huge deal. I mean, it's going to take a while for Theseus and the Minotaur to take that down. We do have the Terma hero coming out that are going to handle that Minotaur quite well. And the servants on the other side probably looking to do similar damage. No, just staying at home right now.
Yeah, definitely. Nothing too crazy just yet, but there is a little bit of pressure being applied from Pegasus to this initial dock that's built on RecoN's south side of the river. I wonder if he's going to be able to react to this and get early units out there to be able to counteract, or if he's just going to sacrifice this dock, considering he does have that going on for him in the north.
It's getting low, but here come the Terma, and there's not a unit over here that can keep up with these Termas. So if we see RecoN paying attention, it looks like he is. He should be able to kite out any sort of aggression that Hercules and Jason have. They do have their bow and arrow equipped, though. One of those new changes in Retold is the Greek heroes have the option to attack ranged units at any time, or flying units at any time with ranged weapons. I really like that change. And now the hero's getting a little bit of damage over here on the Terma, but I think these Terma are going to be fine. It does look like this dock might be going down, though. The hero Terma, I really think, should be on the Minotaur at this point, not hitting the heroes, and that dock does go down.
Yeah, Doc goes down, and he's going to be able to safely get his Minotaur away from the skirmish, while his two heroes haven't even fallen yet as well. As long as he doesn't fully commit to the engage back onto them, it does look like he's going to sacrifice Jason to be able to get Hercules out of the fight. Let's see if he's able to catch up with those Calidria to be able to slow down that hero and knock it out himself.
Yeah, it looks like he's accepting Hercules' fate at this point. The Terma are faster, and you have the Calidria, so there's really no realistic world where Hercules is getting away from this, unless RecoN decides that he's not interested in finishing him, because a 6 health Hercules is a lot less threatening than a 358 health Hercules. So maybe that's intentional, letting him run around, but he is going to make the most of it, it looks like. Maybe getting this relic. No, walking right by it. Pegasus. It's so
He
good.
sees the relic, but he doesn't pick it up. In the center of the map, though, I wonder what these units are going to be able to do. He does have a decent chunk of permanence here.
Look at this. A whole other aggression coming from Pegasus. Pegasus really just putting on the aggression early. Another dock going to be going down. Really nice early aggressive moves from Pegasus. And finally, the Terma have arrived, but this is going down. There's nothing the Terma can do to stop it at this point.
Yeah, too little too late. The Minotaur are doing very well just to knock these buildings down. They will possibly fall to these hero Terma that are going to be able to chase them down. However, if that dock does fall, it will efficiently stall the fishing economy temporarily until they are able to get the second one up, which he does place down now just in case.
He's got a couple on each river. He's got 2 over here still, 3 on this river, now only 2, but he's going to rebuild the other one. So damage done, but it isn't stalling out the economy. And wow, we missed it. We have a very early Apollo just finished up. So Underworld Passage is on the map with the Manticore. Very interesting. We haven't actually seen Underworld Passage yet today.
Yeah, let's talk about Underworld Passage for just a moment. It's one of those god powers that has immense value during team games, but even in solo games, you can be able to transport your units back and forth without having to build forward bases or production units outside of your initial base. So it does have very good value in solo play as well. I'm curious to see how Pegasus is able to use that god power in his hands, and we do see the Skelia coming up right now. And that god unit is going to be going into a bunch of hero Terma, so it might not be the best advantageous chance for him, considering the Skelia right there to heal up his units in case they do get damaged down. It looks like this northern area where
though it's dead. Yeah,
it's going to die here very quickly. Yeah, unfortunately, that's just one of the downsides about playing against a Atlantean
god. But it does look like Pegasus has a firm handle on this southern river. Just the one Scylla out there right now, but it's got 2 heads. It should be able to handle that Nereid completely by itself. These Terma doing decent damage to the ships. It is kind of funny the size of the ships compared to the horsemen, but I guess that's just part of how RTSs work sometimes, right? When we have the combat head-on-head, it's a little funny seeing this little ship, but it looks like the Terma are going to be able to handle that fine. It is the Juggernaut, so it's not going to do much damage to things that aren't buildings or ships, and these Terma should be able to handle it and take out the others. But Scylla doing incredible damage to this dock. There was an Underworld Passage cast. It's in the back of the base, actually, just dropping a bunch of units right under the town center. This is unexpected.
And oh my god, the entire mass goes in directly towards the back line and going into the town center, just trying to knock it down as villagers just escape away to the side. Amelia's tree goes down and is going to spam some Druid out there, but it might not be enough for her to be able to do anything significant at this point in time. Oh my god, the town center is going to fall on RecoN side. Pegasus is able to knock it down.
What a move. That was a Pegasus rush if I've ever seen a Pegasus rush, because I did not see that coming. I saw the Underworld Passage cast, and that was the last place I really expected it to be. Catching RecoN off guard there. He is going to be able to rebuild that TC, and he does have the palace out here to secure the gold, but really nice move. We see more Dryads coming out from the Hesperides tree. He's got up to 4 now. Restoration coming in to keep these units alive, healing up everyone pretty much to full. Only Hercules with any damage left on him at the end of that, and this is an all-out brawl.
And Pegasus dropping that restoration allows him to continue to engage, pushing onto the units that are defending this palace. However, with that restoration, he is able to effectively take out a number of his mass, thinning RecoN's line completely. I wonder if he's going to be able to effectively defend this palace if he decides to turn back onto it.
Yeah, and I really liked Pegasus's movement with his army there, hugging the palace, knowing that boiling oil hasn't been researched yet, so that the arrow fire isn't hitting his units. That was really cute, and a nice way to micro that fight to get the most out of his units.
Definitely, very smart way to use the macro on that building.
Oh, it's just a scrap. Like, the damage is crazy. I wonder how all these units came out so quick. We didn't even see them. He was just keeping them in his base, pretending to be weak on the water until he drops that big Underworld Passage. And I think this palace is going to go down. There's no siege, but looks like the Minotaur and the Hoplite are going to be enough to actually take this out.
Yeah, and with that first town center and only town center going out, keep in mind he is building a villager lead at this point while still maximizing his army potential. If he drops this palace, then RecoN is in a very bad position to be able to lose this early first game in this matchup.
Yeah, and just moments ago, Jake had asked on stream what the most impactful god power of the tournament was. I have a new answer. It's this Underworld Passage right here. That caught everyone by surprise, and that's going to give Pegasus the very early victory in this first semifinal matchup.
And you know what? There's a reason we call this the Underworld Showdown. Because guess what? A freaking Underworld, or whatever you want to call it. I don't even care. It's so good. So good.
The Underworld show. We got to screenshot that. Pegasus leading into the theme. Wow. Fantastic match. That caught me by surprise. I was not ready for that game to end so early, but nice job from Pegasus to take advantage of that and surprise his opponent with the Underworld Passage. And I honestly can't believe how much damage he was able to do. We had tower upgrades. We had some units in the base. Pretty impressive that he was able to take all that down so easily. Even stealing the Dryads too. So nice, stealing that tree.
That was a fantastic first game to the match. I think RecoN is going to look to bounce back. I'm going to go ahead and join the players in the lobby to get the next game set up, Matt, while you break down with further analysis. Keep in mind, if you are a streamer, personality, pro player, or team owner, we'd love to have you on the broadcast. You're more than welcome to join. DM me, and you can join us to make this into a TriCast. Until then, I will be making a lobby, and we'll see you soon.
Yeah, I gotta say, the TriCast does make everything a lot easier in the duocast, especially when running a stream. Recording, it didn't make a big difference, but I'm running the stream, and I almost want to just rewatch this whole game because this was just such a clever move. I haven't seen that out of any players in the new Retold using the Underworld Passage in that way. I feel like it's high risk, high reward to be able to... Oh, all right, I'll let him know, Iron Maiden. I see your chat inside of there. I'll make sure that he gets a chance to see it. I just don't have the chance to check my Discord, but yeah, that was a really nice move. I want to look at the post game here really quick because it felt like it was close until it wasn't, and then it was just over. RecoN losing a lot of his military in that push. Civilian units killed as part of that Underworld Passage push, especially after the TC went down. We saw another set getting beat. Yeah, that really great use of the Underworld Passage. Love to see that. And I imagine
absolutely beautiful.
Yeah, absolutely incredible there. That was really great.
I gotta say, when Jay ranked Underworld Passage S tier, and we fought against him, I think now we're seeing the power that can really be behind it.
Yeah, seriously, because we ranked it highly for team games, right? Because it is better in team games, but man, that's cool. I want to try this now. I'm interested if it was a Gaia specific counterplay that he went for there, or if this is something that he does quite often. But really nice game. And let's jump on out and go back to the draft sheet here, and we'll see what they're going to pick next. I know the players like that I have this open so they can see the list. And we've got, for these players, Gaia does not get the win. Gaia gets the loss. And Zeus picking up the victory inside of this matchup. And he takes the map, Kurligar. So we'll see which map comes next. I'm expecting Midgard because it seems like when people are in dire straits, they always seem to pick Midgard. Jake, any maps you want to see since I've got you here?
You know, I gotta say, I liked early on the water maps with Pegasus bumping out those Scyllas, but I'm kind of over them. I kind of want to see Oasis. I don't think we've had an Oasis game yet, have we?
We have not. And Oasis was a late add because Genesis changed their map pool, and we wanted to align to the Genesis map pool just to make it easier for the players. So that was a late add, and I love this map too. I think it's a really fun map. I like the way that it has variable spawns, but it's still consistent. You know, it just depends on how many clusters of trees there are, and then beyond that, it's much more consistent. I think it's a fun map. All right, so Jay's getting the next lobby going. I'm excited for this match. That was a quick one. I hope we get a bit longer of a second match, but I don't know. I guess we'll see what happens.
All right, predictions. What gods do you think they're picking?
Yeah, that's interesting. So I would be surprised if RecoN doesn't take Odin, to be honest. Or Loki. He did first pick Loki, so he must have something that he wants from that, unless he was denying, but it doesn't seem like it was a denial pick since Pegasus is pretty much sticking to the Greeks. I'd also be surprised if we don't see Poseidon, but there's a whole other set of metagames there, right? Because if RecoN knows that Pegasus is going to go Poseidon, maybe he looks for a specific counter to that. I would love to see Ra and Freyr, if I'm being honest. Those are the two gods that we haven't seen yet inside of this tournament, and I would really love to see Freyr. Well, we did see Freyr once, but it was kind of a tough game. I know Grass is still in the chat, but basically Grass didn't realize the map advantage he had in the southern corner just because didn't have the scouting down there. But Freyr is a really fun god, and I feel like it's the one that it's so hard to tell, is this god really good or is he not good at all? I feel like it's really hard to determine that right now.
I will say, I do think RecoN picked the Hades in the second round just to deny it from Pegasus, not that
Yep.
he even wants to play it himself.
I agree.
I feel like Pegasus is just gonna bump out the next Greek and go with Poseidon.
Yeah, I would be surprised if it's not Poseidon. I could see Thor, but I'm expecting Poseidon, and then I think I'm expecting Loki or Odin from RecoN for this next match. But it would be exciting to see Ra. I want to see some Ra play before the day's over. Maybe we'll make Game 5 of the finals. Both players have to play Ra. What do you guys think about that?
Righty, and your friend Jay is back with the news.
Okay, real quick, Jay. Iron Maiden's in the chat. He said he messaged you. So if you want to check your Discord.
Iron Maiden, go ahead and just join any voice chat lobby, and we can have you join the broadcast. That's no problem. We'll have just a fan join in the broadcast today.
Well, Iron Maiden's a legend, so
He is a legend.
but I guess in a way a fan of the stream at least, you know. It's nice to pick up fans. So we got some fans now. It's exciting.
What we started this broadcast talking about how this is like a community-driven thing, not about being elitist or any of that shit. We want to be a
He's pissed, Jay.
community-driven thing. Don't be pissed, Iron. You can be pissed off at me when you're in this chat. Get your ass in here, buddy. And then I'll announce the damn game.
He's ancient because he has American Online in his name. That is true. AOL in the name, it does age you a bit there, Iron Maiden. That is true. I don't know if that's
Iron,
where
you
it
gotta
came
join
from, but
any of the voice chats that we have in the public. So you know. So just join one of those chats, please. We'll get you in here.
he's no longer he's an addict.
Okay, they're starting now, so let's go ahead and introduce the game. We're going to be playing on Elfheim
Okay.
as game 2. Back to Elfheim we go. And Pegasus is elected to play Freyr.
Whoa.
So he's on the Norse away from the Greek.
Okay.
RecoN has elected, drum roll for me, Matt, please. Ra.
We got
We
Ra
have
and
Ra.
Freyr. Okay,
Let's
I literally got my dream picks. Okay, this is
We
so
have
exciting.
Ra and Freyr. Great picks. Iron Maiden, if you join in the chat, we'll drag you in and you can join mid-broadcast. That's fine. Just let me know if you do. Just ping me and I'll pay attention to this.
It'll be so nice to have just a regular fan like Iron Maiden joining our broadcast.
Yeah, man. Why not? And shout out to Iron Maiden, by the way. Active as hell in the JSS, now Phantom, Aces Discord, our Discord, other Discords. Just the AOM lover. And we love you.
Yeah, we do. All right, Jay, you ready to get in the game?
Let's get in this game, my brother. I'm ready.
Joining the lobby. We figured out the lobby hosting at this point quite well, I will say.
Yes, we've done very well about this. It's been a learning process, but it's going much, much smoother. All right. In the game 2 of the Underworld Showdown first semi-final, we have JSS RecoN playing as Ra on the east side of the map.
And on the west side of the map, we have Pegasus playing for the first time a non-Greek god, and he's going for Ra. We get to see the Ra shenanigans. Wait. As Freyr, sorry, Freyr. We already announced Ra. It's been a long stream, guys. As Freyr, so it's still the first non-Greek for Pegasus today. So we'll see what he does with Freyr, and I'm very interested again to see if Oler is still the default for all Freyr players because it is unique, and that's maybe why you pick Freyr in the first place. But the other thing is you get the reduced cost on tech. So we do already see, and I'm going to switch the top banner here so they're on the right sides. We do already see pickaxe coming through, which is very, very powerful early on to the game. I wouldn't be surprised if we also see hand axe come through and maybe husbandry inside of the archaic age. Some Freyr players will elect to take all three before aging up, knowing that they can drop that bastion to defend from the early aggression. And on the side of Ra, I feel like we got pretty much the standard opening here, 2 out on gold, the rest going out to food. We'll get a couple on wood at a certain point here, but no rush on that. And let's do our relic review, Jay. Bow of Artemis. Damn, that could be incredibly good for Ra. If we're going Slinger Mass, that's probably the S tier relic that you can hope for, outside of maybe the Gold Gathers faster. Armory improvements are less, also quite powerful. Villagers train faster, also quite powerful. And we've got hero speed. Wow, a lot of really good relics. These are all A tier and up relics in this game. This is fantastic.
And just to know it out, if you look at Pegasus's viewpoint, if we ride along with him, it's easy to see that Pegasus is deciding that his vision on the map and scouting out is going to be a priority early on.
Look at that.
Where he's already sent on dwarf to be able to isolate 3 different relics that are nearby him. So he is taking a priority on making sure he is able to access these relics very early on in the game.
Yeah, electing not to pull the hunt too. We see a lot of Norse players just pull the hunt with the Berserk, especially Thor players, but Pegasus saying, nope, I don't want to waste my time with that. I want to see what's on the map, and good for him. He found that cheeky obelisk hiding in the tree line, and he's actually found this priest as well. And this far away from the base, that priest is dead. It's going to take a while. That priest is not getting back to the base.
Yeah, it's very unlikely that he is able to, and the pressure that you can get once you isolate that priest from being able to create more obelisk adds immense value. So once this priest is dead or drawn back all the way to his base, he will be able to go ahead and take care of some of those obelisks that he's able to spot on the map.
Yeah, honestly, it's going to be close, right? We've already chunked through 15 of the health, slowing down a bit. Maybe this priest does make it back. It's going to get below half. At a certain point, I'm guessing that Pegasus is going to give up on this, but either way, if you're chasing down the priest, he's not scouting and he's not building obelisks, so it's worth it to chase him all the way back to his base. You've already scouted everything you need to know as the Freyr player. You know where your next hunt is, you know where your gold mines are, so might as well just chase this priest all the way back home.
Definitely, and having that ability to do so is being advantageous because he does see the initial temple placement down for where that priest had went down. So now he's going to just use this berserk to be able to see what he can find on the map, and just look at this lone warrior. Look at this lone warrior with an axe.
Nope.
Is there anything greater? Oh, yeah, is he going to break it?
No, probably not. Because Archaic Age, the attack is so low, it's not even worth hitting him most of the time. But he does go for the second berserk. So that's something we don't always see from Norse, but is opting for that. And we do see Olur again. So not breaking out, trying to pick Heimdall as Freyr. And on the other side, we do have Ta. So pretty much defaults what we would expect. I'll go to full visibility so we can see what's going on here. And I love the monument effect.
Monument empowerment.
Yeah, it's just so pretty.
It is. When you see those laws, the rays of Ra, I like to call them, coming down upon all your buildings, it does bring a pretty good effect. It's great to see, and this is one of the many things that they've upgraded in Retold, where the graphics just do such a great job and do justice to this game.
Yeah, and apologies in the chat. Thanks, Ace Tactic. I meant Freyr. Or Freya. I always have trouble distinguishing how you're supposed to pronounce those two, but we do have the Draugr coming out here. We'll see if we have an early Asgardian Bastion. He does go back to take out that obelisk now that he's aged up. We've got the Wadjet looking like it's just going to do some general scouting here, and we do see the Bastion cast, and it looks like it is a forward one to try and secure this town center. It looks like this priest would have found that, but again, the Berserker just hunting down these priests, and this is the same one as before, and he's definitely going down this time.
Definitely, and we would like to welcome Iron Maiden, the casual, as I'd like to say, to the broadcast. And if he has any problems, well, guess what? Now you're in front of 530 plus people to call me out, my friend Iron Maiden. Welcome to the broadcast.
Thank you. As a longtime fan, I'm happy to be here.
Yeah, this is awesome. Thanks for joining in, man. This is really cool to have you join us for a broadcast. I've been watching a lot of your content for a lot of years, so this is a cool moment for me.
Well, it's a cool moment for.
No, go ahead.
The cool moment for me is watching this exact matchup, because in a recent tournament, I think you guys recognize the Red Bull Woolaloo name. We saw this exact matchup, and I wonder if Peggy chose Freyr, or as Supanuros like to call him, Frey, in order to pull off the same strategy Mista did against Chemo's Ra. So that's what I'm expecting. I'm expecting some boom. I'm expecting a really nice timed attack with a big fat Inferno, baby.
Yeah, I hope we get the Inferno. I love the Inferno. We've already got the economic techs in for Freyr, so we're good to go there, and 2 TCs coming up for both places.
Definitely, and the knowledge you bring in, very well done. So this is going to be an experience cast from Maiden coming in, who's a longtime member of the JSS Discord as well as our Discord. So we are more than glad to have him on the broadcast. Stay with us.
Yeah, Jay, I'm gonna kick you from this call any second now, man.
Guess what, man? You kick me, you don't get a production, you don't get the value, you don't get player relations.
I guess that's fair. All right. Let's get back into the game here. Let's get back in the game. So second TC now coming up for Pegasus. It is really exciting to see him on a non-Greek. I think every casted game we've done at Pegasus has also been Greek. It's really his niche. But Frey coming out with the the different strategies here, I don't know that we'll see a quick heroic for either of these civs. I mean, we do have a good amount of gold stacked up for Frey, but not a lot of the food, and we do see medium infantry coming out. Looks like they're pretty committed to this classical age, at least for the time being. And I'm curious if we're going to see any sort of shifting sands shenanigans, because if we had known this TC when Asgardian Bastion were coming up, we might have been able to deny that with shifting sands.
Definitely. You have to think that at this point, vision might be the problem. If we go towards Pegasus' point of view, let's see if he actually has a viewpoint on the second TC. And
he does not, but he probably can infer it. He probably knows it's up at this point. You know, you kind of expect it from Ra. If you don't see a big mass at this point, you can expect there's a second TC. And man, this is just such a nice, easily defensible area. This is really fantastic.
Definitely, he puts himself in a good position to be able to defend against any early aggression. He does have a couple of Wedgettes out there to be able to respond, but if he does have a few priests, he will be able to respond accordingly towards what might be happening. So I'm curious to see what not priest, sorry, Herser, yeah. And we'll see what might happen. We see the middle of the map is being continuously reinforced by Pegasus, as he does build more production buildings out in towards the center around this stronghold right now at this point. While he does secure the gold mine, he's also establishing the middle of the map as his chokehold to be able to play. And we do see the third heroic age up on the side.
Both of them going for it right about the same time.
Both players.
Yeah,
both players go for it.
Gonna have a little bit of damage here on the villagers and the dwarfs. Slingers out, Wadjet out. That poison gonna be pretty powerful. Don't know that we're actually gonna get any of those individual ones, but damage done, and they can't go back after those berries anytime soon.
Yeah, create some idle time and just let the player know that, hey, I have control of this part of the map. I'm not going to let you get these resources for free. It's a good way to just flex your statement to where you want to play the game. Aggression can be viewed very effectively early on if you get controls of the map, like this player is in the for RecoN.
Can we see Peggy's point of view one more time?
Yeah, let's do it.
There's one very important part of this game, the fact that he's got control of this gold mine, very much control of the gold mine up on the top side. And so you can see he's starting to slowly push out. It'll be interesting to see whether or not Peggy sees where all the gold mines are. He does see all the gold mines for the most part, even though he doesn't have all the maps scouted. Yeah. So I really like Peggy's position here because he's fortified forward so much. There's going to be maybe a lot of potential for him to actually get some gold pressure eventually. It's going to take some time though.
Yeah, Heroic Age is coming through, and this block right here seems like the critical point on this map, at least for the time being, unless we shift down to these gold mines. There's plenty available out on this map, but if we can get a hill fort nicely up here, push forward just a little bit more and deny all three of these, that would make a huge shift inside of the game.
Definitely, and he is amassing some raiding cavalry here. I wonder if he's going to be able to effectively push against the mass that's put together by RecoN. He doesn't have that many Herser up, so those Wedgettes should be able to get effective use against that front line of the human side of his army.
Slings of the Sun coming through right now, and a lot of things being produced. Can't even hover over them. Force the West Wind. Catapults in age early. Okay, so we might have some siege. I think that makes sense because, like what you said, Iron Maiden, this is a key position in this game, and we need some siege to break through this if we hope to get control over this gold mine.
Well, he's gonna need to. You can see he's massing slingers, slings of the sun, all that business. I think if he can actually get some early range siege out, that's gonna be really incredible. It's gonna take some time for Peggy to have a strong enough army to even have hope of trying to fight against the slingers. Maybe he can do it with his third age god power. What's it called? Tempest. Maybe he can do it with that. But I mean, we see a couple of scarabs coming out. I think that this game might be finished fairly quickly. We're gonna have a big cataclysmic ending right here. I could feel it, boys. I can feel it.
Oh man.
Yeah, I feel it too. And here come the raiding cap looking to try and finish off this scarab, but he's gonna retreat. Rock Giant starting to come out. That Rock Giant, if we get a good taunt, could really change the game. Does pull in the scarabs, but nothing to finish them. So really not that impactful of a taunt there.
Definitely, and we want to give a quick shout out to chat who just donated $3 to the prize pool, so appreciate your support for the Underworld Showdown. I will be added to the player prize pool for this tournament.
And here comes the catapults in a nice little tree line that I think it'll be able to hide behind, and the siege is coming down and the military count keeps growing. And what's our slinger mass at? We're up to 12 slingers, and those are just going to keep coming. We do have the Goatee out, so I like that adaptation to make sure that you can take care of the Wadjet and the slingers. And we do see Golden Bursty called out. He's going to try and take down this Michael Stronghold.
Oh man, Golden Bursty comes out as those mass units do chase off RecoN's units as he positions himself towards the back. The Scarab does pop to be able to create a little bit of divine damage as the raiding cavalry continue to chase down any stragglers that they're able to find. However, RecoN's primary army is able to get back into base as Pegasus takes an advantageous trade towards his favor. He looks to isolate himself back towards this Michael Stronghold to take it down, while his force does pull back out to try to pinpoint a few of these units.
Yeah, nice.
Golden Bursty is the best unit in the game, folks. I love it better than Nidhogg these days. It's so cool.
It does feel more impactful than Nidhogg a lot of times, which I think is more of a boon to Nidhogg than the Golden Bursty, because it just doesn't seem that impactful. But yeah, and I'm honestly surprised that RecoN's even willing to engage in this skirmish while Golden Bursty's still on the map. I feel like you have to just wait for this unit to go away, or else it's going to decimate your entire army.
Definitely. Golden Bursty does go down, so now the main mass is able to contest the challenge as they push out a little bit closer towards Pegasus's base.
The damage was done, though. I think that was a big timing for RecoN to try and get the catapults going. He had his Migdol up. He was in a super nice position right there. Even to maybe fight against the Tempest God power, but I completely forgot about the forward usage of Golden Bursty. So taking down that forward Migdol is awesome.
Yeah, great move, but great counter move by RecoN saying, all right, if you're going to invest everything over here, let's test out your scouting. Do you know that I have 2 gold mines over here, a town center and a citadel? And I don't think we've seen this scouted recently from Pegasus. He knows they're there, but no units nearby. And as long as they don't walk too close to the walls, he won't have any idea.
Definitely.
I just want to point out one thing. If you look at RecoN, he's got the double gold mine going, so his units don't, his villagers don't have to move at all.
Yeah.
To disposit it. It's nice.
I do like that. That's really nice. Extra efficiency, no extra cost outside of the build time, right? So why not? And at this point, when is Pegasus going to make his final push to try? Oh wow, hang on. We've got 4 rock giants ready to go. This could change the tide of the fight. These things are so powerful. One of them kind of going out on his own, maybe trying to hide the fact that he's got 3 more waiting in the wings.
RecoN does not have a massive priest line developed yet to be able to counteract this. He only has a couple in the back. I don't think that's going to be effective enough to take out these rock giants that are going to be very efficient with their base stats alone, let alone upgrades, to be able to make a push.
Speaking of a push, guys, not only do we have a rock giant coming in, we also have, if I'm not mistaken, if I see the little icon, boom, we got Vidar coming in, folks. We got Inferno. So buckle up, sunshine.
We've got the Inferno. We've got the Fanfear coming out. This is about to be an explosive match in many ways. So we'll see what happens. Yes. I feel like we just got to wait this out. Don't take the engage too soon. He's trying to bait them out a little bit to get a big Inferno. Would love to see a run through these units and just blow up the production. And there's the age up.
And the raiding cavalry goes directly onto the backline. It's circling around the Wadjets in the backline as it goes in. God powers casted to isolate and send out more projectiles towards the enemies. Right now, their rock giants are going to stun and confuse half the front line while they continue to push forward. However, RecoN's backline is able to recover very quickly and be able to establish a presence to be able to isolate some of these rock giants in the front. He does not have enough priests to be able to knock them down one by one. Yes! But there it is. There is the freaking Inferno of Lazy. Oh, yes!
Oh man, by far the sickest God power, and now the push keep coming through. There goes the whole army. Look at the army count. We're down to 28. This might have just broken the game open for RecoN or for Pegasus.
Pegasus is being able to rush in directly towards the forward established point of RecoN, where he'd established not just the defensive point, but his production points for his army. He's being pushed back all the way behind the town center right now, where these units are just breaking these walls and are going to be able to go on to these production buildings very quickly. Unless we get some sort of... And it's called... We have a major upset in the tournament, where RecoN, a favorite of this tournament, was knocked out by Pegasus, an established veteran of the game.
Pegasus was able to show, nonetheless,
2-0, but not just that, but able to say, I don't need to play the Greeks to beat you, RecoN. I can beat you on the Norse.
Yeah.
And he does it in a very proficient manner.
And I love, Maiden, that you were hyping up the Inferno, because that shit lived up to the hype. That was sick. That was a perfect use, just destroying the whole army and half the base. And I am maybe surprised at the early forfeit because of what we had over here from RecoN, but maybe just thinking he didn't have a chance to come back into that game with the military count at that point.
Well, at this point in the game, look, he built all of the Migdal, barracks, all that, all of his production buildings are up on this top side. So even though he has gold and a Migdal down on the bottom side, we're talking about RecoN here. He's got gold and everything on the bottom side, still has 2 TCs right now, but all of his production. And so if you look at the military population, it is wildly in favor of Peggy right now. So I think, yeah, considering it's a best of 3, he could maybe stay in for, a couple more minutes, see if he can rebuild an army. Yes, slingers are OP. There's some potential there for RecoN, but I don't necessarily think it was an early resignation. But I also do think there was maybe a little bit fight left in him at the same time.
Yeah.
Perfect. So while you and Matt go ahead and break the game down a little bit further, Iron Maiden, I'm going to join the players for the second semifinal while we get prepped for our draft phase. So we will join you shortly while you guys break the game down.
Yeah, this is exactly what I wanted to look at. The military count with the Inferno cast, and it doesn't exist anymore. Crazy good. Crazy good god power. I mean, people talk about implode. I just think of Inferno as an almost better implode. You've got more control on what it hits, what it runs through. The explosion seems quicker and more impactful sometimes, but I guess both are very good.
Well, they're similar, but different, right?
Yeah.
Of course. With Inferno, you have the wolf that gives a little bit of damage as it's running around. You can control exactly its direction, but at the same time, there's some counterplay. Your opponent can kind of run away from it at the same time and escape some of the damage. So there's a little bit of counterplay there, which is good. Implode just sucks everything up, man.
Yeah,
so but it doesn't move like Inferno does. So there's pros and cons to both of them. I personally like Inferno just because, it's a giant nuke, dude. It's amazing to just watch. So that's my personal favorite.
Yeah, I love the lighting that goes with it. Everything gets dark, the noise, the sound effects, everything about that god power is just amazing. And whether
in the chat, Arcano brings up a point. He could have used shifting sands to maybe dodge the Inferno at the last second.
Does it move in time? Because there is a slight delay, but wow, that would be the play of the tournament if you're able to pull that out to dodge the Inferno, get behind the enemy's mass, and take him from the back. That would be incredible. Great call, whoever thought of that. That's fantastic.
That would be as crazy of a play as, in old AOM, you could ceasefire god power combinations like Flaming Weapons Fimbulwinter, like Ancestors Eclipse, and some players would sit there and hotkey their god powers or, sit there with their mouse hovering over a ceasefire, and, you get it in a split second. So shifting away from Inferno would be crazy, over 9,000 IQ.
Yep, agreed.
Right there.
I would love to see it. That'd be super cool. All right, well, fantastic game. Our quickest series yet. Before you jump in, Jay, what I'm going to do, I have to use the bathroom, so I'm going to go ahead and pull up our infographics for our next matchup and let you two talk about the players.
Keep in mind, before we go into those, we are actually going to have player interviews for the semifinals.
Oh, right.
And both players elected to do an interview, so we are going to be first joined by Pegasus, the winner, and then secondly by RecoN, who we're going to take an interview after. But go ahead and play the infographics for the next game while we get those interviews set up.
Who are you doing first?
We're going to be doing Pegasus first.
All right, sounds good. I will be right back. Go ahead and get him in the channel when he's ready.
Yep.
What? Peggy was born in 1999? Oh my god, I'm old. Oh. Okay, well. Dude, Jacob, I'm feeling pretty old. We got kids born in the 2000s that are just smashing this game. They're, for crying out loud, Grass and Groom was born the year that I graduated high school. It's a little bit scary to think about, but it's really impressive at the same time. So kudos. You're a lucky boy, Grass and Groom. I know you're out there. You're a lucky little guy. You should be thanking your lucky stars there, sunshine. 30's coming for Jay. Yeah, well, it's going to smack you right in the keister if you're not careful, Jay. Eat healthy, folks. That's all I have to tell you. Eat healthy and go to the gym. Maintain that youth. Maintain your youth.
I hear he's actually playing in school right now, and he has to minimize his screen every time the teacher comes by.
Yeah. I remember back in the day, I used to play hooky from school. My mom would leave the house at on a couple days during the week, and so I would play hooky from school. I would drive home real quick, play 2 games of Age of Mythology, and then drive back to school real quick. Nobody knew. Nobody knew. Ah, the good old days.
Beautiful.
Oh yeah.
Looks like we got another raid coming into the chat. Ring that bell and get the villagers to safety. Thank you, Filson AoE, an AoE fan, now an Age of Mythology fan.
Yeah, well, Wooloo and Pilsen AOM. There we go. All right. So having said that, we have Peggy's Israeli, which is nice, and he's playing. Oh wait, we're looking at the Peggy infographic.
Yeah, we are. I just got back. Should I switch it? What do we need?
I mean, whatever, sure. We're just, I'm commiserating with how old I feel currently, looking at that born in 1999 date. Take it off the screen!
If you think that's going to make you feel bad, how about I go to our other semi-finalist over here? See how that one makes you feel. That is crazy. Did Jay leave you all alone in here also? Oh, he's back now. We've got Pegasus now as well. So, Jay, do you want to kick off the interview?
Let's kick off the interview. Pegasus, you were, unfortunately, I have to say, very unconfident about your ability to take out RecoN, who is a legend, but you, just as rightfully so, are on top of the ladder as one of the best players in the world. How do you feel that you were able to take him out in a commanding 2-1 win? 2-0 win, I should.
I'm over the moon. I'm very happy to beat such a good player. I'm sure I did not sound that I'm confident in my ability, but I'm also the mentality you never should underestimate anybody a single bit, because I did that mistake in the past. I was nervous playing the games because RecoN, I just hate the way RecoN plays. He's so annoying because my style and his style are so different. Because me, I'm looking for fights, and RecoN just would not fight me ever, and that's how I usually lose to him. But I'm very happy to get the win here.
How did it feel to click that Inferno at the end of the game?
Dude, I was seeing stars on my ceiling. One thing is that I saw the catapults and I'm like, oh shit, he's mythic. Mm-hmm. And this is the first time I'm learning segment can get catapults in heroic, because I was clicking. Is he Horus? Is he Osiris? Is he Horus? Is he Osiris? Apparently he had catapults in heroic.
Yeah, there's that unique tech that you get. I believe it's through Semkit, or through Nemphis. You get the unique tech for catapults early. That's how he was able to get those early in the game.
That made me very nervous for a second.
Sekhmet,
You were able to take off a win off a Greek or god, something you don't typically play as much on the ladder as well as in tournament play. Do you think that this was a statement towards the rest of the players in the field as well as in future tournaments that, hey, I don't need Greek picks to be able to beat you?
I definitely don't need the Greek picks. I think my strong suit is people think I need Greek picks. Well, in fact, I have been practicing Greek the least. And when I play Greek in the tournament, I'm like, oh shit, this feels very unfamiliar for a second, because I haven't been practicing Greek as much as I should be. Also, I haven't been practicing Atlantean as much as I should be. But, you might pull it out if you need it.
Very nice.
Can I jump in here with a question?
Yeah, absolutely.
Go ahead, please, man.
Peggy, on Alfheim, we saw Chemo against, what's his bucket? Who's that one guy? Oh, that's right, Mista. Mista decided to play a little bit more defensively in this same matchup, Prayer against Ron Alfheim. He took his second town center, used Asgardian Bastion defensively on the back TC, but you went forward. Explain yourself.
So it was basically mind games. You just need to wait and read the opponent. I was waiting. Okay, I'm gonna move my units forward first, bit of scouting, and just wait for him to do something. I see he went Ta instead of Bast. I'm like, surely he's going for the safe play for ATC. So I immediately dropped the Hillfort there. In contrast with his game versus Mista, he went Bast, and Bast is very scary. If I were to see Bast, I would immediately retreat everything back to my base.
And last question to wrap up the interview, Pegasus. You're playing top level of Age of Mythology. You punch your way into the grand finals of the Underworld Showdown. You're going to be playing in Genesis. You're playing some of the best AOM out here. Do you think that there's any player that can challenge you? Do you think you're on top of the ladder, truly one of the best players in AOM?
Some would say you need that mentality to win everything. But I've been more cautious as of late. I want to Iron Man everybody against me. I want to assume they're the best of the best. They're making the correct decisions at all times. And I need to match that. I need to match them on everything. I need to match them on macro, fundamentals, scouting. I need to match them on everything. And it's just a game of decision making. Now, when it comes to players specifically, of course, Mista is, the king. That's the person you want to aim for, and I have him in my sight.
Oh,
very nice. I like your response, Pegasus.
It sounds like if Pegasus wins the tournament, we know who he's calling out first for the King of the Crown.
Yeah, for the King of the Crown, it looks like we might have a potential matchup down the line for that. Pegasus, again, thank you so much for your absolutely wonderful interview as well as your gameplay. We are so excited to have you in the grand finals of the first Underworld Showdown. I'm going to go ahead and let you prepare and take a little bit of a break while we go ahead and move in RecoN for his interview. Thank you for your time, Pegasus.
Thank you. Have a good day. Thank you.
Oh, and is there anything you'd like to say to the fans, by the way, before we let you go?
Me.
To say what?
Is there anything you'd like to tell the fans before we let you go?
The fans, thank you for believing in me. Thank you, Magic, for the practice. I wouldn't have done it without you. Thank you for the Keen Boys for ripping the gang. And thank you for Eric BR for the Zeus tips that helped me win today.
Wonderful, wonderful. All right, Pegasus, thank you for your time, man. I'm going to move you out, and we will see you in the grand finals.
Wait, one more thing, if I can say.
Yes, please.
In all seriousness, maybe one of the main reasons I could win with Norse is because I bought a coaching session with the Rappel, and the Rappel taught me 101 Norse, easy win, free win. And that's how you win in tournaments. Thank you, Rappel. I recommend his coaching to everybody.
All right, everybody. So you heard it first from Pegasus. Go buy Rappel's coaching for the Norse. And also make sure you're prepped for the grand finals. We have a great matchup in store, regardless of who wins the second semifinal. Thank you so much for your time, Pegasus. And we'll see you very soon.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
All right.
Alrighty. And now we have joining us is RecoN. RecoN, how are you doing today?
I was good until last series.
Oh, understandable. RecoN, you are a legend in AOM, RTS. You have been a runner-up in the Red Bull Woololul. You have come into the semifinals of the Underworld Showdown and been able to make it to the third place match. Tell me how you feel about your upcoming prospects about that third place match, as well as how you feel like you might perform in Genesis.
Well, I don't know who I'm playing yet, right? So hard to say, I guess. But I'll have a think about it, I guess. If we're playing tomorrow, I have some time to think, and maybe I can recover and play well again. For Genesis, I have no idea. I haven't been practicing that much lately because I've been really busy, unfortunately.
Well, we understand that, and I think that's part of the beauty of this game is we've got a lot of people who are heavily involved inside of AOM, even if it's not, the primary thing that they're doing. Everyone else has got a life outside of it as well, and that's a big part of what I love about this genre is it seems like players are able to find a pretty nice balance between competing at the highest level and doing other things outside of the game.
Yeah, for sure. Mister is always busy, right?
Yeah, exactly. Very seasonal too for him when he can participate. Iron Maiden, any questions for RecoN you want to ask?
I do. RecoN, having said that, Mista is, busy farming. Magic's got a full-time job himself. It seems like Mista's on top of the world. Magic's having a little bit of some struggles recently. What do you think what's going on with Magic? What do you think? You played against him earlier. Talk to us.
I mean, his job's full-time all the time, right? Mr. farms for half the year and then comes back and... Well, to be fair to Mr., he was working on the farm insane hours while he was practicing with me. He'd come back on like 4 hours of sleep and play like a best of 5 with me just to get some games in. And that's like, it was crazy. Yeah, I don't know.
It's amazing.
Well, here's another question for you. I mean, you're technically a free agent on JSS right now. Technically, the last player on JSS. Well, you know, we don't know about your future of what team you might be joining or anything like this soon. But can you tell us about your time that you've enjoyed on JSS, how that process has been when you were with them, and what you'd like to reflect on that experience?
Yeah, the JSS guys, or should I say aces now, most of them. I mean, there is still some people in JSS, like Nose and people who haven't been playing that much, but yeah, they're all really cool guys. So I've been with the team for like a few years now. But since I didn't play Titans that much, I only played RTSL with them like once or twice. That was pretty much it.
Perfect. And another question for you here is, what do you think needs to happen to the Age of Mythology scene to grow the entire landscape for not just players but for viewers as well? What changes do you think like not just the game developers can do, but independent organizations or just people in general can do to contribute to making the scene a better place?
That's a really good question. I have a lot of opinions about stuff like that, but I think most of it right now perhaps does lie on the developers. I mean, they're doing a good job, right? They're doing lots of patches and fixes, so we just need to wait for them to like fix the game properly. Because like I'm sure you guys know, spectating could use a little bit of love and stuff.
Definitely.
Yeah, I'm sure they'll get there eventually, right? And then I think AOM has like so much potential as a game because of the custom scenarios and stuff like this. Like there's endless amounts of content there when you get people who've made custom maps, right? Like the old game had, basically. I mean, you could play so many different custom games there. And I know when I was a kid growing up, that's all I played, so.
Yep. We were the same way. Creating maps where it's 1 versus 20 and you have a pre-built base. Or I guess not 20, but 1 versus 8, you got a pre-built base with everything you need, seeing how long you can hang on. That was one of my favorite custom maps to do. I hope we get some updates to both the editor and definitely the spectating. That would make a big difference for people like us trying to put on these events.
Definitely. Unless there's any more questions, I'm going to leave the floor to RecoN to just be able to talk to the fans and say whatever he wants to say, plug in his own socials or anything he wants to say to the fans.
Okay. You can follow my new YouTube channel, actually, called RecoN
Yeah, of
AOM.
course.
I'll link it right now.
I don't know if I have a link, but yeah.
We'll take care of that for you.
Oh, I got it. RecoN AOM, nice and easy.
Nice.
Everybody who's in the chat, give RecoN some love, please.